Grove High School as we get ready to see the Vikings take on the Falcons of Skyridge. Gavin Atkinson here with Easton Stauffer. And as we get ready for tip, Easton, I turn to you and ask, do you have any preliminary thoughts about this game?
Yeah, I really think that specifically for the key thoughts of the game, if you're Pleasant Grove, you need your Trident offense to score. When I mean Trident offense, I look through the stats. If PG has 3 players scoring double digits, they usually win a game. There's only been 2 games they have that's been an outlier to it, but every other win has been a win. Now, for Skyridge, it's winning the rebound battle and having Kohler get into his stride, because PG also wins a lot of games with rebounds. Take out the rebound battle, make sure your guy gets his looks, and I think you're in to win this game.
Always appreciate the thoughts from you, Easton, as that first possession from Skyridge ends with the Jordan Kohler travel. Early turnover, definitely something Coach Jeff Gardner is not going to want to see his team make a habit of. The 9-7 Falcons taking on the 7-9 Vikings. Ooh, a good dish right there. As Jackson Brown unable to finish through the contact.
He just wasn't able to get enough power on that. I think he saw the defender coming, got a little antsy about the shot.
Falcons driving in, kick out, 3. Up, no good. Rebound will be picked up by Andrew Anderson with the Vikings. Cross-court pass. As the Vikings denied the paint, driving in. Official's going to get him on the baseline as Hudson.
Just another costly turnover. I mean, he wasn't really looking where he's going. It's kind of when you hit that Nash dribble, you get so much into trying to get around your defender, you kind of forget where you're stepping sometimes.
Hudson Guthrie stepping on the baseline. First turnover for the Vikings, and we're still at zeros. Shot up for the Falcons, no good, but the board gotten by Zach Gagon. And the ball is loose, who wants it? And the Falcons will come up with it. Get the first points of the game as Gagon came up with the loose ball, and then Jordan Kohler got the layup.
Kohler showing why he's one of the #1 players on this team. There was almost all of his effort put into that just to win those turnovers back.
Nice little screen and fade from the Vikings. Unable to get it go is Jackson Brown. And Skyridge looking to push the lead. Great steal from the Vikings, getting out on the fast break, and they'll get their first points of the night. Andrew Anderson able to get his first points of the night, his first and the team's first points.
Joe Gardner was asking for a foul. I have been noticing a little bit of hitting back and forth, but they ended up getting the steal. Refs didn't call it.
Fantastic pass right there to get the ball into Karsten Mosteller, averaging 8 points a game for the Falcons, but he went off last week, scoring 18, hitting 4 3-pointers. Vikings working it into the paint. Good defense from the Falcons. 10 on the shot clock. Open 3, and the Vikings will get that one to go. Andrew Anderson able to get the Vikings' first 3 of the game. 5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
They're going to have to watch Anderson. He's known to go off.
A nice move from Zach Gagon, unable to finish. Vikings driving it in, finds the open man in the corner and leaves it a little short. Zane Windsor takes his first shot of the game for the Vikings, unable to get that one to fall. Kohler driving in, kick out, corner 3, no good, rebound. Will go to Hudson Guthrie. Little of a wait whistle, I believe they're going to call a block. Or forgive me. They're going to get Brennan Blackert Brennan Blackett with the charge.
I can see why they make the call. There was a little bit of movement right there, but just the way things are going, I think you need to avoid the turnovers in this game for how close it is right now.
I agree with you. You always hear about officials setting the tone for the game.
I think they're going to let them play tonight.
Great pass, but a great response from the Vikings. Falcons, great footwork, unable to finish, almost gets his own miss. Hunter Sheffield with the great footwork, unable to get that shot up.
Sheffield was using the old shake and bake technique right there. Just couldn't quite land the basket, a little too strong off the iron.
And sometimes you find yourself a little too open. I think he was surprised by how open he was.
No, I agree with you, Gavin. I think he really did. I think he wasn't expecting his defender to get shaken off too much.
We'll have a foul called up against the Falcons, Ryder Gentry with his first personal of the game. We'll see Joel Gardner take a seat and Joshua Hansen come in for the Falcons. Oh, you gotta love that movement off of that inbounding play. Unable to get it to go, still 5-4 with 3:30 in the first quarter.
I think it's just the jitters right now. Both teams are trying to play to keep out of that last spot, and I think it's kind of affecting them right now.
Joel Kohler shows off his strength getting to the line as he's fouled by Hudson Guthrie. Should be our first free throws of the night, and man, you know, it's so tough when you have 6'6" forward, senior forward, very smart, knows how to use his weight, get into the body, and it's so difficult not to foul in that situation.
No, exactly. It's just the veteran presence. When you start playing more and more, you start to figure out what little things you can do in order to help you get to the line a little bit more. You see it in the NBA and in college and in high school.
Milo Johansson and Preston White come in for the Vikings. Unable to get either of those free throw attempts, and Milo Johansson got the board. White, guarded by Sheffield. Moving around. 15 on the shot clock as this Skyridge defense has been pretty good early in this quarter. But of course, as I say it, there's your commentator's curse. A great finish through the contact, and Skyridge off to the races. They'll get a three of their own as Hunter Sheffield hits Skyridge's first three of the game, tying the ball game at 7. Oh, you like the idea, but unable to get that one in. Better defense from the Falcons.
I mean, just look at the sequence here. The Vikings with a textbook muscle move to the basket and in. With Skyridge answering back with a three. Had a few turnovers here, but both teams are starting to look like they're trying to heat up right now.
Right there, we saw a fast break opportunity for the Vikings. And, you know, caused by Milo Johansson, or forgive me. Yes, Milo Johansson. Earlier I was calling Milo, or Ty Palmer Milo. Milo Johansson got that steal, leading to the fast break and the foul. Hudson Guthrie hitting his first free throw attempt after the contact.
I want to talk a little bit about Palmer here, Ty Palmer. He leads the team in assists right now. He averages about 3 a game. But watch him. He's part of that trident that I've been talking about. He's known to go off. He had 15 points against Westlake in their loss.
Falcons driving it in. Good job by the defense, staying in front. 15 on the shot clock with 2:05 to go in the first quarter. Kohler driving in, great spin move, and he just finishes. That is what he does, Easton. He's just so good at using that weight. Great spin move. He's just so tough to stop in the post. You look at their game last week. Scores 27 points, and oftentimes in high school when he scored that many points, great backdoor pass.
And I was going to say, speaking of which, he also leads the team in blocks, as you just saw. He looked like he almost got a hand on that one there as well.
But Kohler scores these points with minimal three-point attempts. He had 2 3-pointers last week. Leaves 21 points on the floor through free throws or in the paint. Corner 3 for Skyridge.
Kohler is a textbook old big man, old-style big man.
Oh, you gotta love that connection. Milo Johansson finding Brennan Blackett. And that will cause a timeout by Skyridge. And what a pass. The vision from Johansson to find his man cutting in the paint. Beautiful. You got to love it. Leads to the two-handed slam.
Those are the kind of plays that switch up momentum, and that's what you love to see if it's switching into the Vikings' favor. Now, if you are the coach for Skyridge, you're telling your guys to calm down right now. Just even up the turnovers and just play your basketball. Get it to your man Kohler down in the paint. See what he can do. You're still in a close game here.
Another storyline of this game we're going to be watching is the coaching battle. Old dog versus new dog. Jeff Gardner, 19 years as a head coach throughout the state. Starting at Mountain View, then Brighton, and he's entering his 9th year at Skyridge. 19 years total. Career record 224 and 204. But with Skyridge, 117 wins with 91 losses, going up against Carson Williams in his first year, 7-9.
Pleasant Grove's always been a nice program here to coach for, especially growing up in the area with Westlake. You always heard about the Pleasant Grove Vikings growing up.
3-point attempt, a little short, but a great effort play right there for the Falcons. Gets them the extra possession. Ryder Gentry getting that board. And with 35 seconds to go in the quarter, Vikings up 1 point, 10-9. Johansson forcing the ball out of Gagon's hands. Back to Gagon. 10 on the shot clock. And a 3-point attempt up. Ooh, it looked good a little to the right. Strong rebound from the Vikings. Gotta go quick. Under 10 in the quarter. Long 2, no good. And a rebound by Gagon. Full court heave. Oh! Little too strong, a little bit left. And that will lead us to the end of our first quarter. Vikings up 1 on the visiting Falcons. We'll take a break and be back in just a minute. Welcome back into Pleasant Grove High School as we get ready to start our second quarter.
So I wanted to talk more about Jordan Kohler here for a second. We were talking about how he knows how to move his body, kind of uses the old rough and tough style of battling out in the paint to score his points. Reminds me a lot of a great Osibor, who's now currently at Washington State, used to be at Utah State, and then a Drew Timme, who's now currently killing it over in Long Island in the G League. But it just really shows like how special that can be for a player to be a 2-point specialist and be able to get most of your points from that line.
You got to like the possession for Pleasant Grove. Unable to get that shot to fall, and some strong physical basketball. Well, the off-ball foul called away from the ball. I believe they'll give that to Milo Johansson. That'll be his first personal of the game. Great inbound play designed by Skyridge.
Amazing play. Just the defense was totally caught off guard by Joe Gardner. Everybody else was so focused on the inbounder. Joe Gardner was able to slip in and get the easy 2.
And right there, you see why it's so hard to drive on this Falcons team. Everybody's swiping, and they don't hit your hand. They get the ball. They did hit the hand right there, causing the reach-in, but, you know, it's like body punches in a boxing match. You hit the fourth quarter, and you just don't want to drive that ball. You're tired of getting hit.
It's the Chris Webber style of play. Beat them up until they can't play it anymore.
And you like this physical style of basketball. Pleasant Grove, I've been very impressed with their ability to stay in games. And as you've talked about this Trident offense, having 3 guys scoring is, you got another good 3-point attempt. Seems to be a lid on the basket for the Vikings right now. I should say for both teams. But this Vikings team, they really won't get you with one guy. It's the 3 guys that will get you, and it changes each night. You really like how well-rounded this Vikings team is. Great rebound by Jordan Kohler in the finish to give a 3-point lead over the home team.
It looks like he had a little bit of things to say to the fans down there as well.
White with the ball, gets it to Brown. Off-ball screen, 3. Up and good. There you go. Andrew Anderson once again. I believe that is his second 3-pointer of the game.
It's your textbook Kyle Korver play. Get around the screen, make sure you're open, hit the 3.
Shot up, no good. That time, Carson Mosteller unable to get that one to fall. And Anderson gets the ball back, takes the screen. Step back 3, you like the move, unable to finish. Rebound Kohler. Skyridge pushing the paint, needs some help, kicks out. Kohler 3. Leaves that one a little short, but the board and the 3 put up no good. You love the effort. Unable to get that one to fall. Ryder Gentry. Vikings with the pace. They're going to slow it down as that was a little out of control. Get a play design going. Johansson passes the ball to Brown.
You can
and
see.
White.
You can see Coach Williams here. He's telling his team to calm down, kind of keep it out, pass it around, make sure you can find the right open lane.
5 on the shot clock. Got to get something up. It's going down. And we'll have a whistle low on the shot clock. Ryder Gentry, I believe that is his second personal of the night, gets his personal, and will send Hudson Guthrie to the line, the 6'4" senior weighing in at 180 pounds. First shot is good. And as you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, when you look at these two teams, they had all right preseasons. Getting into region play, that's what matters, right? You want to win your region. Get some high ratings on the RPI. Skyridge 0-3 with a very close loss to Lone Peak. Heartbreaker, 61-60. They're on a 4-game losing streak, looking to crack that streak. And then Pleasant Grove 1-2. They played Westlake, who's leading the region, looking very good right now. Lost by 12 as Westlake's offensive power just a little too strong for the Vikings, losing 62-80. Foul called on Jackson Brown will send Jordan Kohler to the line.
Just kind of going back, Gavin, to what you were saying about their preseason, something that I noticed was, especially with Skyridge. Skyridge had a nice little state play where they've ended up beating 3 really good California teams. Now, in the California rankings, they were a little bit lower on the scales, but they ended up getting those wins. I did notice, however, when playing here in the state, they beat up a ton on kind of lower level teams, bottom of their regions, and I think they're trying to get back into it with trying to get a win tonight.
Still very early in region play. No team is out of it. As you know, in basketball, you hear about in-game runs. You'll have runs of win streaks, right? But it all starts with the small stuff. Great move, unable to finish. Got a little too excited as Jackson Brown averaging just under 11 points for the Vikings. But he's there on the block. A late whistle. And he doesn't like that call. That whistle blown about 3 seconds after the shot was up. Thought he got all ball. But they'll get Jackson Brown with the second, and we should be shooting 3.
And that's the thing you wish with high school sports. You wish you had replay, but got to give credit to to Jackson Brown there. I mean, had a hustle play to come back after you had that missed opportunity.
Joel Gardner hits the first of 3, and as you were saying, Jackson Brown, on that last layup attempt, he ended up on the ground, you know, sliding into the feet of the cameraman down there. Able to get up, not give up on the play, high effort play, and that's stuff coaches love. That's the stuff, you know, you can try and teach, but a guy has to be willing to be teachable.
I think it also just comes naturally too. It comes to work ethic. It comes to just like you said, just being willing to learn and just being a little bit meek about your situation.
Jackson Brown going to take a rest. Able to hit 2 of the 3. And Pleasant Grove once again with the ball. 4 minutes to go in this half. That's Pleasant Grove working with the ball. Skyridge's defense playing very well thus far. Both teams' defense playing well. And a great block right there. That's Skyridge out on the fast break. Zach Gagon with the block on Brennan Blackett.
Blackett's been pretty quiet so far. He's their best scorer. I keep an eye on him. I think he's going to get his points here soon.
Great job by Blackett right there to tie up Kohler, not foul him, but Kohler right there. I see him in the paint, and I think that's an easy 2, not giving up on the play. I love that effort, tying him up, and great defensive play. 16 on the shot clock.
Looks like Coach Williams is calling for ISO. You knew what was going to happen there.
Gardner with the ball, gets the screen from Kohler. Pick and roll play, well slowed down by the Vikings, and Kohler unable to get that one to fall. Palmer driving up, mid-range. Oh man, he got robbed in and out. It's Ty Palmer, took that free throw line jumper. Open lane. It looked open at least until Andrew Anderson came and contested that shot. Ty Palmer able to get that layup in. Skyridge wanted an offensive foul.
I think that was a great move to the basket by Ty Palmer. I think Coach probably would want to see a little bit more movement from the ball, but Ty Palmer was able to get the contact and put it up and in.
We'll have a foul on the Vikings as Joel Gardner driving into the paint. Fouled by Hudson Guthrie. Second of the night. He'll go take a seat, not wanting to get him in early foul trouble, and we'll see Cooper Crockett, the 6'9" junior, weighing in at 225 pounds. Interesting to see how him and Kohler match up. Great play, freeing up the 3, unable to get that one to fall is Hunter Sheffield. He had a 3 earlier in the game.
I think both defenses have settled down now, Gavin. They're both looking good, and I think that's why this is a close game.
Great defense right there from Zach Gagon. Team unable to get the 50-50 ball. And there, you see Ty Palmer hitting himself a 3.
I believe that's Trident number 1 right there. Trident piece number 1, who's about hit double digits.
Skyridge moving the ball around. Open 3, leaves that one a little short. And I believe the officials will give the ball to the Vikings. We'll see Joshua Hansen come in for Joel Gardner. As the Vikings up 3 on the visiting Falcons. Andrew Anderson with the ball. Thought about the shot, pump fake, changes location, and he gets that one to fall. Pleasant Grove starting to heat up on that, behind that 3-point line.
I mean, you usually don't see players hit that shot when they hesitate, but he was able to still stay calm and collected after that hesitation and managed to hit the shot.
Another good look for Skyridge. And right now they're just struggling to hit from behind the arc. Good movement from Pleasant Grove, and they have another three as Brennan Blackett hits that three. And that, that's tough because that is a example of great offense beats good defense. You saw Hunter Sheffield. He saw what was happening, tried to get that screen. He that steal, sold out on that steal, couldn't get there. And that led to an open man in the corner. Brennan Blackett will make you pay.
Well, like I said, he's going to get his points. You got to make sure you don't leave him open because right now he's probably the second piece of that trident offense that we were talking about earlier. I think really what we want to see from Skyridge here now is something that they struggled with, is that a lot of their supporting cast doesn't score as much as their two big guys here. So we're going to see if we can see more of that. Still a close game, though.
I agree with that. And absolutely right now, the scoreboard does not tell the story if you are just joining us. Zach Gagon has been doing all the little things. He's, the things that don't show up on the stat sheet. He's creating good looks for his guys, and his guys just struggling to hit right now. As we see a little bit of pressure from the Vikings. Gardner with the ball. Pass it to Gagon, back to Gardner. Looks for the paint. Kohler loses that as Ty Palmer gets the steal. Palmer with the ball. He almost loses it. He'll take three. Feeling the heat, unable to get that one to go. Rebound Kohler. And about a 1 second difference between the shot clock and game clock as we get ready for the final few seconds of this half. Gardner with the ball. About 13 on the shot clock. They'll get that play going right about 10. Moving the ball around. Gagon driving in, right side. Nice finish from him. Well, a full court heave. And we'll end this halftime, or this first half of action. Welcome back into Pleasant Grove High School as we are seconds away from the start of our second half of action. Gavin Atkinson here with Easton Stauffer. And we should have a good one, Easton. If you were coach, what adjustments are you making on both sides?
I think you need to clean up the turnovers. I think you need to tell them, if you're Skyridge right now, just tell them, hey, just calm down, play our style of basketball, and let's get our guys open. Let's make sure that we get Jordan Kohler open. Let's make sure we get Joel Gardner open. And I think vice versa. I think you just play your game if you're Pleasant Grove. I think that's the adjustment. I think you're making good strides in that last bit of the half. I think you just stick with what you were doing and see if anything changes.
As you say, right on cue, Carson Mosteller had a great look from three-point range. And at one point, you expect those to fall.
I think it will, especially if they keep getting open looks.
Nice save by the Vikings, almost turning that ball away. Deep three, little too strong off the back iron, and the Falcons pushing the pace. We'll have a foul called on the Vikings, and seeing a little bit of pace early on in this game. Skyridge might not really want to fight that Pleasant Grove half-court offense. That will be the third foul. It looks like on Jackson Brown.
Well, you kind of notice here that they're putting Ty Palmer back in the game. As well, we talked about Joe Kohler scoring there again, but Ty Palmer, I think he's here to calm down the squad.
Pleasant Grove working the ball around.
Jordan.
Another great cross-court pass and great defense from Skyridge. You knocked that ball out of bounds as Ryder Gentry got his hands on it, but you saw that great pass into the paint, but great defense to force him onto the baseline, using that baseline as an extra defender. Blackett resets it with Anderson. Anderson doesn't take the screen, goes to the right side, and gets the right-hand finish as he uses his speed to get around Joel Gardner.
That's the Colin Sexton speed right there to beat your man.
And right on cue, as you were saying earlier, Skyridge doing a great job pushing the pace and finding that open guy. You saw the defense collapse in to stop the driving player, and you had a wide open corner three. Great rebounds right there by Guthrie. And a very, very speedy play from Zane Windsor. Unable to finish, a little too hard off the backboard. When you're going at those speeds, you just got to kiss it off the glass, and it's so much easier said than done.
No, I agree. I think he got a little bit jittery, too, with two defenders being there.
And right there, he makes up for it on that inbound three-pointer. As the Vikings offense looking very good early in the second half.
Again, you're starting to see people starting to creep up into that double-digit range, starting to make sure that they get that Trident offense going.
Right there you saw Pleasant Grove bringing double team on the driving Kohler. Oh, wow. What a block from Brennan Blackett. Ryder Gentry used some footwork, thought he had some space, and Blackett says, I'm a little taller and I got a little more wingspan. Oh, fantastic steal right there from the Vikings. And another great steal as Joel Gardner gets that great dish and unable to get the finish, but he gets the help.
Ryder Gentry rebound and two.
If you're Jordan Kohler, you got to make sure you finish those. Those are the give-me kind of points right there. He was lucky that's one of his teammates was able to clean it up. But when you ask for the ball like that, you got to make sure you finish.
Ryder Gentry able to get that finish. A three-point attempt up, no good. Strong attempt from Windsor. Trying to get that rebound. Goes out of bounds. Possession Skyridge, and we'll see a substitution as Hunter Sheffield comes back into the game for Ryder Gentry. And if you're Skyridge, you really want to see Sheffield get going from three. He really can't shoot the ball, and he's had some good looks in this game, but unable to get him to fall.
I agree, and I think especially in a game like this where you're trying to fight to stay out of the bottom.
Good look right there from Jordan Kohler, just pushed it a little strong. Rebound for Skyridge, and Skyridge will go to the line as Pleasant Grove fouls him on the shot. That's going to be Ty Palmer's first foul of the game. Ty Palmer, going to take a second to talk about him. You look at his stat sheet, nothing instantly jumps out at you. 7 points per game, 3 boards a game, 3 assists a game, a steal per game. But he is a very well-rounded player. He's the guy that can change the game by making a great play with a momentum shift. You got to love what he brings to this Vikings team.
He's a Chris Paul-esque kind of player. When I mean that, like you said, he makes the right moves. He looks for the right person to pass to, and he calms down the game when everybody's feeling a little antsy.
Oh, you got to love the idea from Blackett. Just a little too hot to handle as he tried to get that backdoor cutter from Windsor. Goes off Windsor's hand, and Skyridge has a chance to tie or make it a 1-point game. Gardner, as Skyridge navigates a little bit of pressure, not a lot, but just enough. And you see this triangle passing that beats zone defenses. Moving it around, finding the triangles, kicking out. Oh, great steal right there from Windsor. And a great pass. Maybe a little bit of a commentator's curse, but that's what you're taught to do in Little League basketball. When you see this zone, find those triangles. You see right there, Gagon in the middle. You have this triangle over the passing lane. Deep three up, no good. Rebound, Kohler. Strong attempt from Kohler, and Kohler unable to get that one to fall. Great effort play. Zach Dagon right there, getting the board, throwing it off the leg. You gotta love it.
I think when you look at that sequence there, you notice that he rushed the shot a little bit earlier, Kohler was able to get the rebound, but like you said, it was the hustle play that saved all of that, the missed attempts right there. Great play.
Anderson, Guthrie, all take a seat, as well as Windsor. As we have some mass substitutions for the Vikings. Ooh! And a great steal right there from the Falcons, and a nice little pump fake.
I like that. I like that from Hunter Sheffield. He realized he missed a shot, and he made up for it with the steal and the hesitation play to get 2 defenders off his case.
3:15 to go in this third quarter. Vikings up 3. Takes a screen, looking for some help. Off-ball screen, navigates it well as a defense, and a loose ball picked up by Palmer. Open 3. Nice shot right there. Milo Johansson.
3 points, assist by Palmer.
Another assist by Palmer. You kind of want that back of the Skyridge defense. You almost had the steal, and you left the man wide open for the easy 3.
Nice little backdoor pass, but a better block right there from Brennan Blackett. Zach Gagon didn't even see him behind him.
Here the fans cheering, kind of egging on their players out there. Blackett doing everything just to help his team stay in the lead.
Jordan Kohler with the ball, sees the double team, working around. What a finish! Wow. Showing his ability to finish through contact and finish in a very difficult spot. Found himself behind the backboard.
That's a shot he needed right there. He was going a little cold, and you can tell he's getting frustrated.
Skyridge wanted that ball. Great defense from Mosteller, reading the play. Almost got the steal. We'll see Zach Gagon check back into this game. And Mosteller will take a seat.
Well-deserved rest after a hustle play right there.
White with the ball, working on Gardner. PG almost loses the ball out of bounds, able to get it back up. And you see PG is winning the 50-50 battle for these 50-50 balls. Palmer, little inside free throw line jumper, no good. Kohler pushing the pace, got a man. And some great transition defense from the Vikings. Driving in as the Falcons kicks out. Gagon heating up, hitting that 3.
We were talking about earlier, Dagon's doing the little things to help out his team. That's a big one to draw this lead to a 1-point lead for the Vikings.
Screen right there, open man. 3 up a little too strong, and while they whistle, I believe it will go on the Falcons. They'll get Ryder Gentry with his 3rd personal of the game.
Joshua Hansen checks in.
And we'll see Joshua Hansen come into the game for the Falcons. Jordan Kohler going to take a rest. 1:19 to go in this third quarter. And Vikings getting ready to inbound. Johansson. Palmer takes the screen. Good defense right now. Almost gets the steal, and once again a 50-50 ball that is won by the Vikings. Cooper Crockett able to get the board, or I should say the loose ball, and able to finish it.
Ryder Gentry just lost his man right there. I think he was expecting the rebound to come down to somebody else on his team.
We'll see a blocking foul. Another, what I have been so impressed with Skyridge right here is their backdoor cutting and their passing is fantastic. Unable to finish there. Defense a little late trying to get to the spot, and now you're shooting 2. First shot good for Hunter Sheffield. And we'll see Kohler check back into the game for Gentry.
Hey, this is just, I love these atmospheres. It's kind of the start of what a college atmosphere is, but the fans just cheering loud as well. He makes the free throw there. And I think it's just what makes sports all worth it right now.
42 seconds to go in this third quarter. Palmer with, wow. Fantastic shot right there. Hitting that three-pointer. That was well contested.
Palmer was letting his man know that he's been the better player so far, especially with a little bit of that step-back magic right there to get that three.
Skyridge passing around. Once again, facing the zone. Three, a little out of rhythm, rebound. Oh, wow, what a pass. And a finish from Gagon. Hansen to Gagon is, I don't know how he found him.
He took a little bit of twirls there, but he finally looked under his defender. Dagon was just left wide open for the easy bucket right there. You got to be beating yourself up if you're the Pleasant Grove defense right now.
Pleasant Grove leads by 2 as we get ready for the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back in to Pleasant Grove High School. 8 minutes left on the game clock, and we'll see which of these teams can win this quarter. We saw the Falcons down, I believe, 7 at halftime, able to work this lead down to 2. Anderson with the ball, driving on Gagon. Blackett kicks out 3. No good. And the ball will stick.
That was a close one, Gavin. It looks like Pleasant Grove might have touched that last.
And it's so difficult for these officials, you know, bang, bang play. But we're a lot further away from the ball than they are. Almost a late call right there as Anderson stepped out of bounds.
It's another tough call. Like you said, we're so far away. It's another tough call right there. It's so happening so quick without replay. It's just going off your gut.
Williams right there. Coach Williams unhappy with how late that call was. 7:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Ball will be tipped out. We'll stay with Skyridge. Skyridge trying to work it down to Jordan Kohler. They've done a good job at taking him out of this game so far. But I tell you, he will find his points.
Oh, I agree. And I think it's ever since they put number 5 Cooper Crockett in on him. He's been guarding him pretty well. I've noticed that. We'll see how I believe Jackson Brown does against him with his couple fouls on him.
Jackson Brown, 6'5", 185. Great trap coming from the Vikings. Able to find the man in the corner, but unable to finish on the shot. The officials say the ball will stick with Skyridge, and they'll have another shot.
You can tell that's a coach's plan right there. He might be a little bit smaller, has a little bit more fouls on him, so you get the help defense to come in. Almost made him pay for it right there, but the shot was a little bit too strong for the iron to take it in.
Joel Gardner coming back into the game. Great steal for the Vikings. Ooh, and some contact. Whistle going to be called
That was called on Joel Gardner.
on Joel Gardner, his second foul of the game. Just under 7 minutes to go, still a 2-point game. No scoring yet in the fourth quarter.
I think the Skull chant here at the school scared both teams back a little bit.
Blackett with the ball, gets it to White. White tied up. And we'll have another whistle. Third foul on Joel Gardner, 2 in a row.
Zane Windsor checks in.
Windsor coming back into the game as Preston White takes a seat. Preston White, just a sophomore.
I was going to say, you got to be careful. You're Joel Gardner, especially you're an important part of this team. You got to make sure you don't get your hand caught in the cookie jar too much as you're trying to be aggressive.
Due to the foul reshot of the shot clock, Vikings in no real hurry to get the shot off. Anderson. Driving to his right side, great switch by the defense. Finds the backdoor cutter. And Zane Windsor able to get 2 points very quickly off the bench.
That was a great play. Great play to find that backdoor cutter. I didn't think he was able to find a way to get to the hoop.
Gagon with the 3. Off the back iron, rebound, finds Skyridge, shooting foul. Coming up as Carson Mosteller gets the board. Kind of a weird board, right place, right time. But he'll get 2 shots as he's fouled by Andrew Anderson. His first foul of the game.
Doesn't matter how you get the board, especially in games like this, anything can change a game at any point. So you get whatever comes to you. Be opportunistic.
Joel Gardner comes into the game. Comes out of the game. Hunter Sheffield back in for Skyridge. As well as Johansson will go take a seat for the Vikings. Able to convert on both free throw attempts, and we have a 2-point game with 6 minutes left in the fourth. Anderson with the ball. 20 on the shot clock, driving right side. Nice little move. Late whistle, and he'll be shooting 2.
It was a late call. You just got to take what you got given to you on that one. And, you probably got a little too physical with the ball there. At least he tried to reach for it and end up getting the hand instead.
Hunter Sheffield with his first foul of the game. Able to hit the first. And second one coming up for Anderson. The senior 6'1" guard. Hits both, increasing the lead to 4. And a great steal right there from Blackett.
That was a tough pass into traffic. You got to make sure that you have a man wide open there. I think you should have just stopped, a little bit of hesitation, and passed it back.
What a fantastic layup for Anderson. Anderson didn't hear the whistle as he gets himself a little bit of a practice jump shot. But a fantastic layup, increasing the lead to 6. Skyridge going to take their first timeout. Their full timeout, they'll have 3:30s left. We'll take a timeout as well and be back in a few seconds. Welcome back in to Pleasant Grove High School in Pleasant Grove, Utah. 47-41 is the home team. Vikings up 6 on the visiting Falcons. Great job getting out of the pressure. A better job by PG to get back on the fast break. Ball is loose, and man, it's so hard to drive on this Vikings defense as all of those hands are flying and they always find that ball.
I agree, and it's a full court press the whole way up. They were being just ravaged the whole way up, and I think as a coach you got to figure out what you can do for your boys to help out with that.
Anderson hands that ball off. Blackett. Great pass. And able to finish that shot. Excellent shot through contact. And with the and-one opportunity.
That's what you get, Gavin, when you take it up aggressively. Sometimes you just need to be the Go-Bears. You got to be the John Morants. You got to take it up aggressively and get that contact in order to get the and-one.
Ryder Gentry with his 4th foul of the game for Skyridge. Converts the and-one. As we'll see, Hunter Sheffield come back into the game. Ryder Gentry gonna sub out. Don't want him fouling out. Joe Gardner with the ball. Skyridge needs to find a way to slow down this Pleasant Grove run. This run for Pleasant Grove started on defense with turnovers, and they have just run with it. And Ty Palmer with the steal. Able to get the layup. And just like that, the lead extended to 11.
Ty Palmer's carrying on a lot of his momentum from that Westlake game where he scored 15, and he's being the veteran they need tonight to win this game.
Mo Stellar with the ball. Sheffield, great passing. Gagon, pump fake. That should be a kick, and it will be. As possession will be kept by Skyridge. You got a lot of time. 4:07 left in the fourth. But you got to start here. You got to start with some points. You got to start with some defense. That's the great thing about basketball is you can have a run. This game is nowhere near over, but the way Pleasant Grove is playing defense, you got to find a way to find the open man and get some shots to fall.
I think it's really just been stunted by Kohler not being able to get the shots he's needed. And like you said, that defense, just massive right now for the Pleasant Grove Vikings.
Kohler, very difficult to stop. You see him get the inbound pass right there, fouled. As that will bring our team fouls, 4 on the Falcons, 2 on the Vikings.
I think like you said, Gavin, you just need to see one shot fall in, and I think you might calm down some of this momentum.
It starts with the little things. Skyridge almost loses the ball. Palmer playing some great defense. As Gentry needed some help, he got it back. And Skyridge working against a very good Vikings defense. Driving in, Kohler, there you go.
That is what you needed right there if you're Kohler. Just keep doing that. You got a smaller guy right onto you.
We'll see a timeout. The Vikings taking their full timeout. As you saw, Skyridge kind of responded with a little bit of a zone defense of them of their own, forgive me. As we have 3:35 left in this fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break, build the tension, and be back. We should have a great finish for you. Welcome back in to Pleasant Grove High School. 3:35 left in this game. Vikings up 9 points as they get ready to inbound the ball. We'll see what Carson Williams decided to adjust on his offense, if anything. Maybe just talking about how to counter this zone offense or zone defense.
I think you don't need to switch up much. I think you do have to be careful, though, because now you're going to get into some sticky situations if you're going to get pinched by the zone defense.
You see some nice triangle passing. Palmer hits a three, and man.
3 points from Johansson.
It's really hard to play defense when you have a guy that can shoot like that. We'll have a whistle.
They were discussing something out on the court.
As Skyridge gets the ball inbounded once again. 55-43. 3:05 left in this fourth quarter. Gagon to Sheffield. Kohler. They're going to wave it off, and that's a good foul for PG as they found the mismatch. They had the foul to give.
Jackson Brown.
That will be the third foul on Jackson Brown. Or forgive me, Hudson Guthrie. And we'll see Zane Windsor take a seat for the Vikings. Inbound pass and a whistle. They're going to call it on the floor. As Ryder Gentry got the pass, trying to go up. And we are even at fouls. Possession arrow is in favor of the Falcons.
Looks like we got some more confusion here on the sidelines. Coach Williams arguing something.
And Jeff Gardner wants to take a second to talk to his team as the officials try and figure out what's going on.
Looks like the officials are now talking.
A little bit of a conference. It looks like something that may have been on Pleasant Grove. Not exactly sure what's going on. Jackson Brown, or forgive me, that as we look at the board, that was Jackson Brown's fifth. Three-point attempt, no good for Skyridge as we get play going once again. A trap coming as Johansson able to pass out of it. Palmer will slow it down. Up 12 as he gets the play call from coach. Cross-court pass, 3, no good. Off the front line, gets his own miss. Anderson to Palmer. Looking for the open man, trap comes, splits the double team, and finds the cutting Brennan Blackett.
2 points from Johansson.
Gagon, 3 up, good!
Yeah, it's a great calm down play. Quieted down the crowds. Looks like got stubbed by the rim. I believe that was Blackett.
We'll see a timeout called by Pleasant Grove. Blackett unable to hammer that one down and didn't like where his player was caught under the basket. We'll keep it here. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in this fourth quarter. An 11-point game. Plenty of time as the Falcons have 3 timeouts and the possession arrow. But you got to start here. You got to start on defense. And you saw there as Mo Stellar hit a very key 3 is you really are getting to the point where you can't come up with any empty possessions.
No, every score counts now here. And it's like what my dad always told me when he was coaching me up when I was younger. Hitting shots cures everything. And I think you need to be careful, though, with what you were seeing out there with that trap defense that they're pulling out there. You can see what happens when you double team. You leave people open. And with how many threes this Vikings team's been hitting, you got to limit the amount of those.
Vikings getting ready to inbound. One of the most key possessions we've seen so far. Gets the ball into Anderson. Anderson been distributing the ball well, and Palmer has been excellent for the Vikings in this game. Trap comes. Palmer needs some help. Gets it away. He'll get it back. 15 on the shot clock.
It was good defense there for a second to keep Palmer out of his rhythm. If you're PG, this is his element right here. He's thriving off of this.
5 on the shot clock. Mid-range. Oh my! And the bank is open at 8:30. 3, no good. Rebound, Johansson. And that may have been the Palmer dagger right there. Whoa! Wow! Sheffield for Johansson. Weaving through traffic. Increases this. And he gets the steal. Wow! Pleasant Grove will slow it down. A minute left.
We talked about empty possessions. Those are 3 empty possessions right there for Skyridge. You even want those back. I think it's a coaching moment right now for these kids.
Pleasant Grove leading by 15. Skyridge getting to the point where they need a foul. 15 on the shot clock, 42 on the game clock. We'll see if they do foul to extend this game. Down 15. Make it 17. It's Ty Palmer once again. The 3 shot clock is off. Zach Gagon, 3. Unable to get that one to go. We'll have a rebound foul, I believe, on Jordan Kohler. His first of the night. 22.9 seconds to go. As we are in the bonus now, be shooting some shots. As the Vikings look to finish this game. Game seems out of reach for the Falcons. And you start looking for some things to talk about for next week.
Well, I mean, the Skyridge right now, I think they had a good game plan. I think they were trying to slow down what this 3-pronged offense can do. But you can tell it come down to turnovers. And then I think that's what really just killed them. I noticed through a lot of the games, turnovers are kind of an issue through Skyridge. And I think if you limit those, this team is good enough to win some games, and I think they can.
Skyridge working for some final points. We'll have a foul on the floor. And as you say, Easton, as this game is now 19-point lead. We came into this fourth quarter a 2-point lead, I believe, for the Vikings, and you know, that's all it takes in basketball is one bad quarter. You look at most games, the box score is fairly even up until one quarter, and that's when a team pulls away. We saw Pleasant Grove do that tonight in the fourth.
No, and you know, I think it was, like I said, it's that skull chant. I'm getting. I think it was really fun for the fans to do that, but honestly, it was the defense that really won this game for Pleasant Grove, and I think this is a great win for them to be 500 now in region play.
Pleasant Grove will advance, or forgive me, after this win, we'll go to 8-9 on the year, 2-2 in region. Skyridge falls to 9-8 on a 5-game losing streak.
I guess, like, question for you, what would you tell your players if you're the coach of Skyridge?
Well, I think it starts with some fundamentals. These guys, I really love the way they play. They've got some great pieces. They've got some great talent. But as we saw in that fourth quarter, Pleasant Grove brings some great pressure and some traps. They got a little antsy with it. You saw the panic in their eyes. They tried to force a pass. It led to a turnover. You saw, you know, all the credit to Pleasant Grove for some fantastic defensive play. You love the way these guys can run, get some hustle, get some steals. But I really think you just got to say, hey guys, take a breath. If they get a little too handsy, it's a foul.
I agree, and I want to talk about the veteran presence by Ty Palmer. Like I said, he's like a Chris Paul-esque kind of player. That's somebody you trust when things kind of get rowdy, and things were rowdy there. It was a one-point game at one point, and I think his play tonight really like pushed them over the edge to get him this win tonight, hitting some clutch shots.
He had that
plays.
Dagger with about 2 minutes left, 9-point game, a beautiful contested mid-range jump shot. And as you said, Ty Palmer, fantastic game. Final score here in Pleasant Grove, 65-47 as the Vikings take down the Skyridge Falcons. That'll do it for us here in Pleasant Grove. Gavin Atkinson here with Easton Stoffer. Always thank Austin Bigelow for running the camera for us. And we wish you a good night.